You have this beautiful day like today, this beautiful day, and then it rains. It's like, what? Where's your umbrella? Of course, it's probably the omnibus walking the society, so it's back in your room.
Like, why, yeah, why would it be? I see you, Becky.
So Abby, she's here. She's here on Zoom.
Why are we not working? Hold on. Oh, we're missing up. Cord. Hang on, we just need to attach a cord and we'll be all set. Ooh. Oh, I've done that. Have her phone. I got the kids.
Oh, you have done that?
Oh, yeah, downstairs.
Oh.
6 steps.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Let's see. Abby.
You have an echo.
Yeah, I hear your speaker.
That's.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I think we're all set.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and call the meeting of the Shutesbury Selectboard to order. Today is Wednesday, October 30th, and 2024, and this meeting is a hybrid meeting. In the town hall are the 3 select board members: Mark Stocker, Rita Farrell, Melissa Makepeace O'Neill, and Becky Torres, and no other visitors.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a second. 1 minute.
We don't have the Alice Green showing.
Yeah, we don't, and that was because of when we logged in, it wasn't plugged in. So give me 1 second. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay, can somebody indicate if they heard that announcement?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Okay, great, thank you. Just wanted to make sure since you didn't see my face.
Oh, I don't need to blur the background here. I have to blur it elsewhere, but just continue. I will take care of it.
Okay, so as usual, I am going to review the agenda. First off, first item on the agenda is public comment. Then we do not have any minutes tonight, so we will be skipping over that item. We have at 6:15 a classification hearing with the assessors. After that, we'll be going over the special town meeting warrant. We have 2 cultural council appointments, and then an appointment to the recreation committee. And we had a request from the stormwater committee to reduce their committee size from 11 to 9 members. We have the highway superintendent's contract. Then we need to discuss the select board designee for the interim town administrator interviews. Then just check in about the select board meeting for November 4th. After that, we have the digital equity plan for review and approval by the select board. An announcement or an agreement from the Franklin Regional Transit Authority for demand response. And after that, town administrator updates. So I wanted to acknowledge that this is the last, I'm not going to say official meeting that Becky will be at, because we'll probably be having at least one more select board meeting before Becky's last day on November 8th. But it has been a real pleasure working with you, and we're very excited for your upcoming employment with the town of Sunderland, and you will be missed. And Becky, we'll put into I guess we need a vote to accept your resignation. Becky wrote a very lovely and thoughtful, gracious letter of resignation that, I don't know, maybe we should put it up on the website, or do you want to put it up? Everybody's seen it?
I put it in all the boxes, but if you want me to put it up,
Yeah, I don't think you want to, yes? Yeah? Or want
Yeah,
to put
if
it
you
up?
want.
Sure,
Yeah.
okay,
I thought it was very well written.
yeah.
Do you have it handy back there? Would you like me to? I've got my email up, so I can do it. I can
it's
do
in
it.
my, I don't have it right in the.
I mean, you don't have it in your back pocket?
I think it might be in a briefcase somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll pop it up.
okay. So we're just gonna share that,
Becky and my co-host, do we know?
We should be.
that letter with you.
That shows us the Shutesbury Selectboard.
I was, Grace threw me for a second.
Okay, it just,
Yeah.
there.
It's right there, yeah.
It's always, you know, you have multiple screens open, so I will move it up. That, I mean, I don't think they can see it from there. Full page.
So I'm not gonna make Becky read it, and I'm not gonna read it, but,
I'll leave it really up for a few moments for people to scan through.
I think some of the highlights were Becky talking about the tax rate being dramatically lowered, which is very exciting for, I think, everybody, and thanked all of the town employees. Was going through that list, and was like, oh my goodness, there's so many, yeah. And some of them are no longer work for the town, and then also an acknowledgement of over 150 volunteers, which is, you know, pretty impressive for a town of our size. It's almost 10% of the population, which is pretty amazing. So, yeah, so thank you, Lucy. It really was a lovely letter, and next week we'll get to celebrate in a little less of a formal environment, so. Thanks very much. So do I hear a motion to accept Rebecca Torres's letter of resignation?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make these in the line.
Stalker, aye.
Darrell, aye. So thank you again, Becky. Okay, public comment. If anybody has public comment, I ask that you use the raised hand feature. And I see one right now. Go ahead, Tom.
Hi, thanks. I just wanted to say thank you to Becky. I didn't know that tonight would be the moment of the official acceptance of the resignation and whatnot. Becky, you've helped me feel very welcome in town and in the government, and congratulations on your new position.
Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate it.
Fortunately, Becky's not moving out of town, so we're gonna know where to find her.
Right.
And Sunderland isn't too far.
We're gonna have her on speed dial.
Okay, as I mentioned, we don't have any select board minutes. So the classification hearing, is that a posted hearing? Do we need to wait until 6:15 then?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right, so can we skip over that, since it looks like we have 2 cultural council appointments, and move right to that?
And we have Joan Brown. There's one more, I'm sorry. Didn't come to mind. Hold on. This latest update to my Apple computer, it wiped out the Google,
Oh,
and, you know,
that's
all
terrible.
my contacts that are, not
Yeah.
contacts, but up the places I go all the time. Okay, so we need,
Oh, it reset your.
Did you, I don't think I had it in my email.
No, I
Did you?
know, I just
No?
have one.
Okay.
What was it?
it's,
The cultural-
yeah, it's, Joan Brown is one of them, but there's a second person. I'll find it. Yes, should be right here. Oh, it's back. telling me the two that are needing to be replaced. Jean Meister, Meister. Jean Meister is the second person,
Okay,
along with Joan Brown.
okay. And those names were forwarded by the cultural
Yes,
council?
by the chair, Kara.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to appoint Joan Brown to the cultural council?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, questions? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye. And the second candidate is Jean Meister. Do I hear a motion to appoint Jean Meister to the cultural council?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye. Okay, congratulations to Jean and Joan. Why don't we just go ahead and take care of the recreation committee? So do I hear a motion to appoint Darwin Missioner Rutledge to the recreation committee?
So moved.
Second.
And Becky, I assume that this came forward, that this had been reviewed by the recreation committee. and
Yes,
recommended.
they're the ones who submitted the request.
Okay. Does this bring them up to a full complement, do you know? Of
For
members?
recreation, I'm
Because I remember, I think we reduced their,
from 11 to, I think
well,
they're at
from
9.
7, they were, again, maybe they were at 7, they went 7 to 5? No? All right, doesn't matter.
I think they
I'll
got
check.
really high and went, but I
Went
think
back down.
this is just to,
Okay,
9.
they had a vacancy. All right, all those in favor of appointing Darwin Missioner Rutledge to the Recreation Committee, please signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye. Okay, so it is 6:15. And Leslie, I assume you are here this evening to representing the assessors?
Yes, I'm sorry to say that David could not make it, so I'm armed with this document.
and
The
I
votes that we used last year, voting the votes used last year, and the corresponding 200,
Okay.
so.
Do you think you could move a little bit closer, because you have a very gentle voice, and
Okay,
I thought maybe it'd be easier for people to hear. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's better. If you just project so that the,
I can talk louder.
okay,
I'm sorry to.
that's okay.
You can,
Thank you,
Leslie, if you talk at the owl, she
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
pick you up.
You gotta talk at the owl.
That's, yeah,
I will talk,
The
yeah.
owl-
There
Well,
you go,
Owl's
we
listening.
gotcha. You're great. You're good.
okay.
There was extras, right, Becky?
So all of you have received the document that Administrative Assessor David Burgess prepared for you, and it has all the required parts of a tax classification hearing. These could be available. Anybody does not have it, it's not posted, but I could get it up on the assessor's webpage. And/or people from the audience could request it by emailing assessor@shutesbury.org. The steps are the first thing that David lists, from determining the total levy for the year and having that approved. And then there are many steps that the finance team goes through to calculate what the tax rate will be. That's the clerk's summary of all the hard work that David does. So you'll see on page 3, the fiscal year 25 levy limit and amount to be raised.
And Leslie, just for folks, if there's anybody in the audience who doesn't know tax classification, what the classification is, we have one single tax rate, in town?
Well, not quite.
Okay,
The tax classification hearing has 4 votes that will determine various things, and we're getting to that.
okay,
In our town, because we have a special statute so that the residential rate has higher by 2 cents this year than the, that's what we discussed at the meeting on September something, how you folks determined how much the shift would be from the single tax rate for residential only, but that's, so
okay, you're gonna
that's
get
kind
into
of
that.
off topic.
Okay, all right.
Right now, we're just going through the fiscal year, levy limit is $6,230,018. Oh, that was 24, I apologize, 25, is 8,985,402, and the levy to be raised this year is 5,681,847. And there's definitions, if you don't know what these terms refer to, you can read them in the document. So based on that amount to be raised, that 5,681,847, it was calculated that the tax rate for Shutesbury would be, hold on. I just had it. Is it back here to the $15.81? And to your question, Rita, we will have 1583 as the residential rate because of our circuit breaker means tested exemption. So
Okay, yes,
everybody pays a little bit more in the residential category to cover the exemptions. But
and the exemptions are what we voted on at that previous
that's
meeting.
correct, yeah,
Okay.
and the percentage of what those people who qualified for on their state income tax circuit breaker, you voted a 50% credit on their local taxes.
Okay.
And the way that is raised is by raising the residential tax rate.
Okay, great, thank you.
And these numbers will probably stand, but they will be approved by DOR, Department of Revenue, after our votes tonight. So it's not set in stone yet that the rate is going to be 1581 and 1583, but hopefully.
Probably be very close.
Oh, yeah, it'll be very close, and hopefully it's all right as is.
Uh-huh.
So there are 4 votes you have to take tonight, that you take every year. And perhaps I could just read the motion to you and someone could say so moved and then someone else will second it. It's not in that document,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry to say.
Okay,
I have cheated and I have the 2023 minutes right here to make sure that we do it right tonight.
okay.
Because I did not expect to be here doing this until a minute ago.
Okay, before you get to that, I want to see if the select board members have any questions about the
No.
calculation or what
Do you
we're
want me
doing
to pull
tonight.
up this or we pass that moment?
I just,
Oh, she got it.
Yeah, maybe just that last page would be, the valuations by class, and then the tax rates that Leslie was just citing.
okay, so we're.
If you
this is
scroll
page
down.
one.
Page 3,
Page
the
3.
3rd page.
Is that it? Is that page 3 with the 6,230,000? Rita, is that what you
And
wanted?
then I think Rita also wants page 4. I'm sorry, Rita.
Okay, so we have
It's
it
3
up
and 4.
online. We have the numbers recited by Leslie. I'm trying to get it bigger, but
There's 2 pages to have up there, so.
all right, so the valuations are there. Can people read it?
So you can increase, let's see,
From that little,
Okay. You can increase it so it fills your whole screen.
okay.
Yep, so if you hit increase,
Just go there. I'll take the green button and make it full screen.
see the green button, I'm pointing like I can click it. The green button up here, Becky, if you click that, it will maximize it.
What we see didn't change very much.
Didn't help a lot, did
Very
it?
much.
Yeah.
Individuals can make it larger or smaller for themselves.
Does anybody have any questions? I guess I should ask that first before we keep fussing with this document.
It's
No.
more for us, but we haven't.
It's the same thing
Same
every
thing,
year.
yeah,
and
okay. I just-
Shutesbury has had no big changes.
Yeah, okay. All right, why don't you go ahead, Leslie?
All right, so the first motion would be that, I'm sure David recommends that the select board not split the tax rate, which is different from what you and I just talked about.
Right.
That would, when we speak of splitting the tax rate, it would be perhaps making the businesses pay more, a higher rate than the residential, but we are so heavily residential that it would be a huge burden for the businesses, the local businesses, to only make a tiny bit of change for the residential rates. So he recommends that you don't do that. And to that end, the vote would be a motion that someone would make just to establish a residential factor of 1, meaning a single tax rate for FY25. So someone would need to make that motion by saying so moved.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion, any questions? Single tax rate? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make peace on your eye.
Stalker, aye.
Carol, aye.
The second thing that you would vote upon, I'm sorry. Oh, that you not adopt an open space discount for FY25. And the reason for that is because we don't have any land classified, taxable land classified as open space. So the motion for that would be not to adopt an open space discount for fiscal year 25. Someone would so move that.
So moved. Well, you guys
So moved.
I see, now you're select board member? So moved. For a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make peace on your eye.
Stalker, aye.
Carol, aye. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go.
Yes, the third vote that you would be taking is not to adopt, or as recommended by Administrative Assessor David Burgess, would not to adopt what's called the residential exemption. That would be where people who have second homes in our community would be taxed at a higher rate than people who live here the year round and claim Shutesbury as their residence. Very few towns do this. It's very difficult to determine, and it's just not, a lot of people just don't appreciate it enough to do it. So I'll read the wording for someone to move. That the select board vote not to adopt a residential exemption for FY25.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, are there any questions? Yeah. All right, right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
I think
Maybe
Tom
some
raised his
aye.
hand.
Oh, Tom, go ahead, sorry. Tom, go
Thank-
ahead, you had a question.
Yeah, thanks. I was just curious if, on the first vote and on this vote, is there any way to find out more accurately for a person who's just curious to know what the numbers would be if there were things like different rates for businesses or non-resident property owners? Or
Yes, charts can be made, they were not made this year. It would be a better question to contact the assessor's office about it, that's workable for you.
that would be great if they would be willing to entertain like some time. I would just love to see those things and understand it better.
And perhaps you could even come to the office and I could show you charts from previous years so that you could see
The difference,
the big difference
The
for
impact.
very little.
yeah.
Okay, thanks so much. And I'm sorry for interrupting, but I appreciate it.
Okay.
So I believe we just voted on the third question, correct?
I think the motion was made
Made
and there
and
was a
seconded,
question.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stocker, aye.
Farrell, aye. Okay,
The fourth and final vote for the tax classification hearing, and I say that because I also looked back here and David did have you make one vote regarding the circuit breaker means tested thing, but we'll do that last. So the fourth vote for the tax classification hearing involves a motion that the Shutesbury Selectboard vote in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 56, as amended, the percentage of local tax levy which will be borne by each class of real and personal property relative to the setting of the FY25 tax rates and set the residential factor at 1 with the corresponding commercial CIP, which is commercial, industrial, and personal shift of 1. Pending approval of the town's annual tax recap by the Massachusetts Department of Revenue.
do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stocker, aye.
Farrell, aye.
And then, as I say, last year, there was a vote prior to these four, excuse me, concerning the means tested senior exemption. Which I guess you really did at the previous meeting, but
I think we
It
did
was-
take a vote.
it was
yeah.
done, yeah, it was done twice last year. It was done at the first meeting and the second.
Oh, really?
So I don't know exactly why. If you don't need to do it, it would be the same.
Is it just a, sort of general?
I will read it to
Okay.
you and you can decide whether you want
Okay.
to move to that. The motion was made last year that we set the senior exemption at, and for this year it would be 50% benefit for the fiscal year 2025.
I mean, we can vote it again, there's no harm in that,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
So do I hear, I'll second that, I'll make the motion.
Okay. I'll
Second.
A third.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stocker, aye.
Carol, aye.
I think you voted everything you possibly could.
Okay,
I'll request this document be put on the assessor's website.
Yeah, that would be great.
To further understand what happened tonight.
so I don't know if everybody heard that, Leslie said if this document that we've been looking at will be put up on the assessor's website. So if you want to look at the details
Yeah,
of what
good
she was
time.
talking about, yeah.
and/or I could email it to anybody too if they contacted the assessor's office.
Okay.
So I think you have to close the hearing and then we're done.
Okay, do I hear a motion to close the classification hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make these O'Neill, aye?
Stocker,
Carol, aye. Thank you very much for pinch hitting here tonight,
Yeah,
Leslie.
Well done, Leslie.
Yes.
Sheets, but we did it.
Yeah,
It's not like it's anything you don't do every year anyway.
right.
If you were all new, it would be very difficult for you to.
Well, we appreciate your filling
I
in for
appreciate
David.
David Burgess immensely.
Oh, yeah, no, he's
I just
wonderful.
can't tell you how important he is to that office. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Leslie. Okay, so, let's kind of go to the special town meeting warrant for November 19th.
But I did put that seal on there. There is one that has edit in front of it in the Google Drive. I didn't want to over supersede the one that was there.
And, I know, Becky, there's one more article that we're gonna be putting onto this. It's not on this draft.
It's on my draft that I thought I put in there.
Oh, into the,
Yeah,
let's see, oh, yeah, it is. Okay, great. I didn't
and,
look to see.
Cara is here now. I need to let Cara know that we took care of the cultural appointments
Okay.
early.
Okay, all right.
I put
So-
the seal on that.
Oh, great, thank you. Do you have the most updated one?
This is
that
the one,
has-
which is number?
It has 6 articles?
Yes, let me put it up.
Do you have it here? I have it, I can
I can
share.
also help it.
Oh, yeah, why don't you put it up?
I'm gonna screen share, so bear with me one moment.
You're just gonna introduce.
Hi, I'm Kara from the Shutesbury Selectboard Council.
Oh, hi, Kara.
This is Jean.
Hi,
This is
Jean.
informant. Joe will be walking in pretty soon, I think.
Okay,
You want to
sorry.
continue referring us? Totally fine.
Yeah, yeah,
No worries. Thanks.
you're all appointed. Well, we appreciate your coming in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
has the
we
6
got
one.
things got moved around
Yeah,
on
the
the,
6.
on the
Okay,
agenda.
I have
Well, that's good for you all then.
Yeah.
You guys are- Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your willingness to.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I don't know all your names.
Oh, yeah,
I'm Eric.
Eric?
Yeah, Eric Stocker.
Rita Farrell.
Melissa McPeason.
I've never seen all your names.
Oh, yeah, right.
Nice to meet you all.
And
you're
Becky? Yes, I'm Becky Torres. Okay.
Good. Oh, thanks, Kara.
Thank you.
Tell Joan thanks for coming too.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Wonderful to meet you guys.
Okay, so I know we've discussed a number of these items already. Do you just want to step through the articles, Becky?
Sure.
And it's up on the screen.
I know, and I keep trying to touch it
Oh.
because I had it up too, but I
Oh,
can't.
okay.
So you're starting at 1?
Yep.
Okay, so our first article, so the new thing that has happened since you last saw the draft warrant is that the finance committee last night went through all but the new one and has made their recommendations, and those recommendations are listed on the warrant now. So Article 1 is a request for $25,000 from free cash or stabilization for the police department private duty detail fund.
And that was a 6-0 vote by the finance committee?
Yes.
Okay. And I think, we have discussed this. This is a fund to pay when they do duty detail work, and it was taking a long time for them to get paid for it, so we will just have this revolving account, so the police officers don't need to wait
As long, yeah.
as long.
We
Okay,
still have to wait for our 2-week cycle to cross the payment warrant, but
right.
But it's not months.
but it
Right.
is. So that'll still be a good improvement, a big improvement.
And I don't recall, do we vote on these article by article or just approve the warrant? We're just gonna approve the warrant, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and the second one, to see if the town will appropriate $136,000 from the CPA undesignated fund balance to the Amherst Regional Public Schools for the purposes of rehabilitation, renovation, and improvement of the track and athletic facilities at the Amherst Regional School, an open space recreation project as described in the Amherst Regional Public Schools August 2024 application to the Shutesbury Community Preservation Committee, or take any other action relative thereto.
So just a little bit of background, and I did see Mateo is here too, who chairs the CPC, Community Preservation Committee. So this was a kind of out of cycle application for the Community Preservation Committee, but because of the timing for the regional schools to line up their funding and to get a contract underway to get the field and the track done sometime next year. They asked us to do it, to not wait to annual town meeting, so that's why we're doing this at a special town meeting. The whole amount of money comes from the community preservation funds. There's no separate line in the town budget. It's from money that has already been designated for CPA uses. And I believe it was, I don't know, Mateo, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was it a unanimous vote of the Community Preservation Committee to approve this?
Yeah, it was a unanimous vote to allow the off-cycle application and then a unanimous vote to approve.
Okay, great, thank you. So the Finance Committee was 4 in favor, 1 against, and 1 abstention?
We had 1 abstention and 1 against.
Okay.
Just for clarification, CPAs means what?
Community Preservation Act.
Okay, Article 3, to see if the town would transfer $20,000 from free cash or stabilization to the town administrators, and this is,
Is it
it's
expense
a
line?
wage line.
Salary line.
So, you could
You want me
correct
to do
that.
Yeah, we're not signing this till Friday anyway, right?
But if we can, I'm correcting it here.
Okay, yes.
And she's correcting it on screen, just to be sure
Okay.
that the different versions we have remain consistent. Or stabilization to the town, okay, to the town administrator's salary line in the budget for the purpose of funding TA transition costs, or take any other action relative thereto. Would you like the ITA salary included? Because it's a transition.
Yeah, because it just says transition costs. I think it should be transition and salary costs. TA transition costs and anticipated salary costs? Because what?
How about anticipated interim town administrator salary?
No, it's not
Plus
just
costs.
that though, because
Plus
they're,
costs, that's why I use costs, because it's a number of things.
the purpose
It's
of
the
funding.
But
payout
it's still the
potentially.
salary line, right? So it's all salary.
It's all going into the salary
Salary
line.
line.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I remember when we met with the finance committee, we talked about sort of the, AJ said the three buckets. So we have
But they're all going into one line.
they're all going to one line, but I didn't know if it said for the purpose of funding transition costs. It's not just,
Specific.
is it? I mean, do you think that covers
How
it?
about,
Purpose of funding TA.
transition costs of,
Take it from Becky.
the interim. So we just, I keep trying to type where you're typing. Interim town administrator salary, current TA's
Leave.
accrual payout.
Mhm.
Can't see because my glasses are not the right ones, okay.
And the final bucket
Is the new,
and the
new
new, and
town
potential
administrator.
new costs,
Yeah,
new salary,
I guess, yeah, I mean, it should probably be that specific on the warrant. Do you have that?
And the last one was the future
yes,
TA.
increase to, salary of new town administrator.
Four. Taking administrator's spell, right?
Yeah.
That's good. What's that mean?
So can I'm just gonna read it out
Go
loud.
ahead.
To see if the town will vote to transfer $20,000 from free cash or stabilization to the town administrator's salary line in the budget for the purpose of funding TA transition costs of interim town administrator.
Related to interim town administrator salary, costs related to interim.
Yeah,
It sounded awkward when you said
Yeah.
The cost of
Related.
interim town
Costs
administrator
related.
salary,
to.
so you didn't say salary for the interim.
she did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we
Okay.
were still on for the purpose of
Yeah.
funding
TA
TA transition costs
related to
related to.
Interim town administrator salary, current TA, vacation accrual payout, and the increase to the salary of the new town administrator, or take any action relative thereto. That, I think that covers it.
We want to specify, excuse me, whether it is free cash or stabilization.
Well, that's the problem. Do we have any new update on the free
It's
cash?
been sent out,
We
it's,
have to wait for it to be certified.
it's been sent out, it's at the OR, we're waiting, for them to process. At this point in time, we're letting them know we have a special town meeting and they give priority to special town meeting people that are submitting. So we hope to have it by,
But that's why this is on its way.
Yes,
We don't
yes,
know that
because
at this
until
moment.
we have,
Okay.
and we can't change it until town meeting, because we'll have to,
Right. The motion will be made at town meeting, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
with the specific.
And I think the goal is to take it from free cash,
Right.
so.
The only thing I'd say is, and I'm stick with this kind of thing, like
Yeah.
town, like we use TA.
I'm sorry.
I would just put TA in parentheses, a first time town administrator pension.
Right there, right here.
Yeah, just,
Yep.
yeah, exactly, just put TA in parentheses, so we know what TA is. Not that we don't know, you know. what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Okay. And that was a 6-0 vote of support from the, finance committee. Okay, Article 4, want me to read this one? To see if the town will vote to transfer $25,000 from free cash or stabilization to fund the finance committee reserve fund or take any action relative thereto. And in that case, their reserve fund wasn't at the level it had been in previous years, so I think the finance committee felt, given some of what had transpired in the previous fiscal years, that they feel more comfortable having a higher level of reserve. So I think this brings them up to 75 or 80, brings them up to $80,000.
Yep, they go a
Everyone
little
feels better having more money. What a surprise.
Right, and this was a 7-0 vote with the finance committee.
It was done on a different date.
Yeah, I think we only had 6 people at one of the meetings and then 7 at another. Okay, Article 5 is to see if the town will vote to transfer $2,541 from free cash or stabilization to increase funding for the FY25 budget line, library assistant / aides, or take any action thereto. And this is the article that the finance committee has not yet voted on, and will be, there's a meeting at 5 o'clock on Friday of the finance committee, and the select board will be meeting to vote on this warrant that evening. So this was a case where I think this amount of money somehow didn't make it, it had been included in the budget request for, at the annual town meeting, and didn't get moved forward for whatever reason. And so this pays for the library assistant.
They made changes. The amount that wasn't part was about $1,041. And then when she went back through, she's recalculated and added other, realizing there's other potential coverage needed. So she's augmented to 2,500.
Okay.
The piece not included at the annual town meeting.
Okay, the last article, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I know Matteo is here this evening, but so if he wants to speak to this article, but this is an article we actually voted at annual town meeting as a
Non-binding?
Yeah, non-binding resolution to allow non-citizen permanent residents of the town of Shutesbury to be allowed to vote in local elections. And what this article does is it's called a home rule petition, where we ask the legislature to adopt this on Shutesbury's behalf. So this will, once the town meeting, they vote to adopt this, then it will go to our legislators, and then it gets put forward in the legislature as a home rule petition specific just to the town of Shutesbury. Okay. Did I, Matteo, is there anything you want to add?
No, that's it. This is, so the language of this is from guidance from KP Law, and it's modeled off of House 4114, which is the same thing, the permanent resident voting rights bill that was introduced last year for the town of Leverett. So I basically followed that and tried to capture the ideas that were adopted at town meeting in that resolution. But this one would be binding instead of just a resolution.
Okay, great. All right, so that's it. So we will take this in whole on Friday at 5 o'clock. Okay. And that meeting, has that meeting been posted?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right.
There's no Zoom link yet, but they don't need one.
Okay, are we meeting in person, or are we?
If you're gonna sign the warrant.
Oh, yeah. I can't do it on like DocuSign.
Right.
I mean, I can send it through DocuSign, but I don't think that works for,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
can
need
meet
signatures.
on Zoom, but.
They can,
you guys-
but we have to be here in person. Okay, 5
Alright.
o'clock Friday.
Okay, I will stop. Do we have to, we don't vote on it now? 'cause
We're not gonna
do
vote on it
Friday,
now,
so,
yeah,
okay.
because it's not
I'm gonna stop
complete.
sharing then.
Okay.
No more sharing.
You do have, the moderator and town clerk are both here.
Okay.
There are any.
Paul, do you have any questions?
I did have one question actually on Article 3, since you changed it, changed the wording a bit tonight. Is that essentially what the Finance Committee voted on, the wording that you ended up with tonight?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
yeah, it is. That was our discussion with them.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Grace, do you have any questions?
I do not. You guys are assigning it on Friday?
Yes.
That's my main concern, is when it gets signed. That's why I'm here. So
Okay, all right.
I'm good.
We'll do it on Friday, 5 o'clock. And Tom, do you have a question?
Thanks. Yeah, I was involved in submitting a citizen's petition, and I'm not familiar with when or how that gets mentioned and put into the warrant. Is it something I should have seen tonight, or will it come up later, please?
Oh,
I'm gonna make a space
okay,
for that
oh my
right
gosh.
now.
Oh,
Yep.
and I had it in 3 times. Okay,
I'm just gonna.
It was, I did see it in an earlier draft today.
yes, I know.
Oh, so this draft, right. Thanks for reminding
Becky,
us,
I put a
Tom.
note.
Oh,
So-
thanks. I wasn't sure if I was saying it at the right time.
No, you're
I,
good, Tom. So the what the law says is that citizen petitions need to be submitted to the select board, and the select board is responsible for transmitting that information to the town clerk. Due to the timeline here, that didn't make any sense. So the citizen petition was submitted to me primarily so I could verify the signatures in time for us to know if they had enough signatures. They did. We're all good. So yes, your citizen petition is all good, and the select board is including it in the warrant for this upcoming town meeting.
And note for Becky.
Thank
So
you.
we will add it, and then that will be voted on Friday. So that what Tom is referencing is that we received a citizen's petition to designate Shutesbury as a pollinator-friendly community. And then there's a number of things within that article. So so we'll get that.
I have it now, it's going.
Okay, oh, all right, so
My apologies to pollinator people and the select board.
The birds and the bees will be happy to hear it.
Okay, so Tom, that we'll be doing the whole warrant on Friday afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's see, so jumped around here a little bit, but we have, I think the next item is the highway superintendent's contract.
Yes.
Where Jennifer Wall, right, the stormwater committee thing.
Oh, the storm, did I forget the stormwater? Yeah, I checked it out. Okay, yeah, let's do that first.
Thanks,
Sorry.
Jennifer here.
Okay, so we had a request from the Stormwater Committee to reduce the membership from 11 committee members to 9 members. And hi, Jennifer Wallace is here. And do you want to just give us a quick synopsis of this request?
So it comes from the loss of the highway department rep on the committee, on the task force. We already had 1 vacancy, and then now we'd have 2 vacancies, which makes it challenging to get a quorum. So our task force voted, I think with maybe your all's guidance or Becky's odd numbers were favored. So we came up with 9, and we felt pretty comfortable that that would be a good number for us. So, and then we would, our understanding is that we can access the highway department more strategically when we really needed their input on particular things. So that was what we voted on, and hoping that you all can approve that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Great. Makes sense to me.
It does. Yeah. We were concerned when we were having that first conversation of what number would be too many or too little. Right? We moved back and forth.
Getting a quorum right could be tricky. Okay, so do I hear a motion to reduce the Stormwater Committee from 11 to 9 members?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stocker, aye.
Carol, aye.
Okay.
All right, now we can do the highway
Thank you, Jennifer.
superintendent's. Yes, thanks,
Thank
Jennifer.
you, everybody.
Okay, thank you. The highway superintendent's contract.
Yeah, so the group met on Monday, and
who was the group?
The group was myself, Becky was there, April, and Susie Mosier. And so Susie was the FinCom rep, April was the personnel board, me being the select board, and Becky as her role as the town administrator. Met with Dave to negotiate salary and go over the contract. And so we were lucky at the end of that, we all had an agreement. And the agreement was that the salary be $72,800 for the first year, with the second and third year, the annual salary increase that the non-union employees receive. So whatever that percentage is set each year. And the other piece that was important was because Dave is on a, on-call basis when there's weather, we came to the compromise of in the first year, he will, take the highway department truck home when it's reasonably, assumed that there'll be some weather or it's, weather has been predicted. So, and that's all year, not just winter, so that, you know, rainstorm or thunderstorm. He's also the tree warden too, so, he has callbacks on that particular piece. And so it hasn't, a practice that we hadn't done before, so the compromise was for the first year, he'll do it in that capacity when there's a storm predicted or reasonably assumed it can happen at his discretion. And then the second year, the town will reassess data based on the cost and such. With a third piece, that there's a truck at the fire department that currently needs repair. And him and Lenny have had a conversation. Once that truck is repaired to operational and safe standard, at that point, he can use that pickup with the permission of the fire chief to transfer it to the highway department on a daily basis to commute from home to work for the callback 24-hour basis that he has, that is in his job description. So that's where we landed on that.
Okay.
Dave did sign this contract this morning at 10 after 6. I read him there. There's a space for us to sign it if we agree with those terms. I have 2 copies so that he can have one with original signatures and we can have one with original signatures. So that's that. I don't know if you have questions or
I guess
did
the
I
only
forget anything in
question,
that? Is that pretty much it? Okay.
yeah, I have is what is the vehicle that he would be using, the pickup truck?
The highway pickup vehicle, the one with the markings on it.
Right, okay.
And then, and if the white truck behind the fire station, I'm sorry, is resurrected and up to safe standard, because the other truck could be used by the other employees when needed, he would use that older vehicle too.
Okay.
So not adding those, you know, so there'd be appropriate vehicles to be used in town.
Okay, and if for some reason he had the truck at home and that he couldn't come in, he was ill or something, is there another vehicle there? Or they would just?
They do have the other, I mean, they do have the other highway vehicles at.
Okay, I mean that, those are like.
They have the 1 ton and with this other one operation, yeah, the pickup truck is used frequently
And the
by
hope was
multiple
that
people, but this would,
Yeah.
it would be not on all occasions, and we're not
With the weather
committing
related.
that highway truck permanently.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we'll see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
all right.
It's not a young chicken,
that pickup truck.
that pickup truck is.
Okay. That just, can I ask a question about the pickup truck from the MVP grant? Is that still happening or is that?
Where I'm talking with Andrew's suggesting this and that.
Okay.
We haven't given up.
Okay,
We haven't figured it out, but we haven't given up.
okay. Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve the contract for Dave Grenier as the Shutesbury's new highway superintendent? And this is, contract's retroactive to September 26th.
Well, that was the other question. Yeah, the state we appointed.
We appointed him. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
He's been held those
Yeah.
responsibilities.
Yeah, he did ask this morning about that particular pay piece, if it was retro, so
Okay.
we can make it, okay. Then that's
Yeah, I'm good with that. You good with that?
And I had checked with Peter about that when
Okay, so, do I hear a motion to appoint Dave Grenier? Did you make the motion?
to accept the contract.
To accept the
moved.
contract?
Yes.
Yes, we appointed him already, sorry. That's okay. Thank you. All right, any further discussion?
I don't have any.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make peace O'Neill, aye?
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye.
Would you two like to sign?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and sign.
Yeah, it's okay.
My computer's not tonight. No, it's, I don't think this one is working. Uh-oh.
Today is the 30th, 10:30.
Becky, I made an appointment to deliver them tomorrow morning at 6, so do you have it? Is that okay? Okay. All right, I should give you one more for.
I'll put them in the files. Can you send a copy of the Word version?
I will, yes.
That'd be great.
I didn't see your email until we were already in.
Yeah,
so I
that'd be
will.
great.
Okay, and I'll deliver this then. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Next is designating a select board member to be on the interview team for the interim town administrator. So we have just 2 applications. There was a little bit of a glitch with the third one. I'm not sure. I have to figure out how that's going to get handled. He wanted more time, and I'm not sure that works for us in the short term. So, yeah. We anticipate doing the interviews on Friday morning.
Okay, so that would preclude me, which, I'm fine with it. I can trust you.
Eric?
Are you good with it, Rita, doing it?
Yeah.
I will nominate Rita.
Good idea.
Initial
I was just gonna say.
ITA.
All right. You want to take a vote on that?
Sure, I make a motion Rita sit in on the select board designee on the interviews for the interim ITA on Friday morning.
Second.
And the other 2 people are Kathy Salvador and Bob Groves. They have been designated by the Finance Committee and the Personnel Committee.
Okay.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make peace, Sonia, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye. Okay. So, if all goes smoothly, what I'd recommend that we do is we can meet Monday evening. And so the options are, I mean, we have a bunch of things, I think, some more transition stuff with you, Becky, probably just going through like where everything is, you know, what kind of closeout for you of, you know, like this a status report. Do you think you would be ready to do that on Monday? No. Okay.
Sorry. I mean, I can do something, so a number of things practically should be done with the interim, like where things are. I mean, outside of giving you, you know, I'll be preparing a list of all the passwords, well, it's mostly prepared, but all the passwords to different things. You all have keys except for Eric. Eric doesn't have a key, but that's something to solve with Kristen. And we're out right now. Trying to order some more. So there's a number of issues that, I mean, I can go over those things with you on Monday night, what they are, and I'll just have lists for you, but some of them more practically, like the bigger list of what actions have to happen right away, and which, you know, where the calendar, you know, where grants are on the calendar and stuff. I'll have that available for you, but I think it's.
You'll have that available for us on Monday?
I won't have it all on Monday, but I'll.
But a preview of?
Sure, yeah.
I guess then the question is, would you have it, and the other option is for us to wait until Wednesday, if you thought you were gonna have it Wednesday evening, so that we could have a meeting. We could do the, like, if the interim person gets appointed, then I assume you can set some time aside for them Thursday afternoon or Friday?
Yes.
So we could tell somebody that, because even if we appointed them on Monday night, Tuesday would just be a great, it's election day. I don't know, what do you think? I mean, we could do 2 meetings. We could do the appointment Monday night. Maybe we should just do that.
Yeah.
I would appreciate if you can put it in one meeting.
In one meeting. You wouldn't have to come.
Yeah, we could do it, we could
Yeah,
do
we
Zoom
could.
and record
Yeah,
and
we
all of
could
that
just do
fun
it,
stuff.
yeah.
We could do Zoom and record.
Yeah, we
and
could
do all
just do
that
it as a
stuff.
Zoom meeting, or, yeah, we don't have to.
No, I'm just trying to make.
Yeah, no, I
And I've got-
understand.
I'm pretty close, it's potential for Monday, but I don't wanna come up short.
No,
So-
so, and you don't even have to come Monday. Monday, maybe we'll just do the interim town administrator and then plan out for a really short meeting and then do a meeting on Wednesday with you.
When you post it, let's talk about the co-person, and I'll be able to log it in and get all stuff, so you won't even have to start the meeting if you're tied up with something. Does that make sense? We can practice that.
You
So,
and I
When
will,
you set the meeting for Zoom.
can we
we'll
do that
use-
tonight?
Yeah, we can do it before we leave.
Okay.
If you want, and we'll add one of us or all of us in there, so any one of us can start the meeting.
Okay. And then,
It'd be
if
good practice
our
going
account
forward.
is set up right,
I think it is, yeah.
because I put in email addresses as it said to do, and it didn't work.
Okay,
So
we'll
we'll
test
try.
it tonight. Yeah.
And either way, I can always start the meeting and run out.
So that 5:30 on Monday,
Yeah, that's.
is that okay?
Yeah, whatever.
And then Monday isn't great for you, but it should be a short meeting.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then I expect what we do is have the candidate come.
You
Whoever
said
gets-
5:30, correct? I just want to make sure.
It's 5, you want 5 or 5:30?
I had said 5 earlier today.
But you don't have to do it.
I'm just,
Yeah.
but I'm posting it, so.
You're gonna post it.
I want to
Okay.
get the time right.
Why don't we do 5:30, okay? Just half an hour at the most?
Yeah, 5:30 is okay, yeah, sure. 5 is better for me, or 5
Okay.
is safer, but
All right,
5:30
5
might be better for.
5 is
Melissa,
fine then.
No, I can
I have-
adjust the schedule perfectly.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can do that.
So 5:30?
Better. Yeah.
5:30? All right,
Monday at
you'll
5:30.
get the mechanics worked out.
Yeah, we'll get the.
And then can we
It's good
just,
test.
while we're at this, then schedule something for Wednesday too? Maybe Thursday and Friday? No, just kidding. Funny.
You and your jokes.
Oh, yeah. So let me just make sure. So that is the 4th at 5:30.
Yeah.
4th, November 4th. And November 6th. And that will just be a working meeting with you, like just go over stuff, yeah.
All right.
A transition working meeting.
What time?
Do you want to do that? Becky, do you have anything else for Wednesday evening? The 6th?
Next Wednesday, well, I think I might be free. I have this Wednesday.
Okay. Do you want to do it at 5:30?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can we do 6 on Wednesday?
6, sure.
6 is good.
Yep. 6 on November 6th. That will be in person.
Since that's a working one
Yeah.
primarily and
Yep.
not our normal schedule, do you wanna just have that as the agenda item and not do public comment at
Yes.
the beginning?
Yes.
Like we traditionally
Yeah.
just leave that part off.
Yeah.
It's more of a working session. Okay.
So you'll post that, Becky? Okay. So the 4th and the 6th. 1 at 5:30.
Which only leaves
1 at
Thursday and
6:00.
Friday open for another meeting if we'd like.
That's all
Can I
right.
just, can I just ask about meetings for the rest of them? I mean, do we want to try to schedule meetings for the rest of the month, or?
Sure, I have them already on here because I need to have them on as tentative.
Oh, okay. So what do you have?
So we had moved the one, well, the one was supposed to be election day, which we kind of moved to Monday and Wednesday now.
Okay.
And then the next one was the 19th. But do we want to meet in the week after when the interim is
I would
here?
think we do.
Monday is a holiday. The 11th is a holiday.
So the 12th? November 12th.
Do they?
The interim should be at a finance committee.
At what
We'll have to
time?
talk about that too.
6:30.
Okay, how about if we just do a 5:30 meeting? Does the finance committee meet in person or do they meet remotely?
Zoom.
They do Zoom. Okay,
We
so
could
we
even
could do
five
Zoom.
that day, because that's a day, I always use Tuesdays as a work at home day because of our meetings, so.
Oh, okay,
I can do
so
five
you
if
wanna
we
do
wanna
5 o'clock on the 12th,
That's okay with me.
5 PM?
Yeah, Tuesdays I try to make sure I'm,
Just so you know, you're completely off schedule from the warrant week,
oh yeah,
so
we know that.
you'll have to
I have
sign
the-
the
I have
warrant
the-
week on the
yeah.
19th.
I have the normal ones on.
Okay.
And then what's the next one after that? If you don't mind, I just keep going right through December if we're out of there. But-
Okay, so then if we do the 12th, then our normal one is the 19th.
Okay.
And that's on, that's also Tuesday, right?
It is a Tuesday, and then the one after that, that would be
Third.
normal, would be the 3rd. And then the 17th. And then the 31st, which was one we wanted to change because it was on a holiday week, holiday-ish day.
Do we wanna meet, Thanksgiving week or not? The 26th? I know, that's every week.
I would say we want to meet every week.
Well, with the interim, we want to meet as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
And then
But
we had,
you also have to remember that if they're working 20 hours
Yes.
and you're meeting 3 hours every week.
no, we can always cancel
Yeah.
a meeting too.
Yeah.
You know, we just want to kind of tentatively on.
Right, I would personally put meetings on for like every Tuesday right through December.
Why don't we just do November, and then once they start, they'll have been on for a few weeks, and we'll see how things are going.
So, all right, that's fine. Do we
So
want
do
to?
the 26th?
Okay.
Do we want to make them all for 5-ish?
Yeah.
Being
let's
that
do
there's
that.
other meetings that seem to be kind
Yeah.
of, and we're off our schedule, which means.
Yeah, let's just do that and then see what,
Reassess.
then we'll have at least 3 meetings under our belt with them.
That sounds good. So just
November.
review, it's Monday the 4th at 5:30, Wednesday the 6th at 6, Tuesday the 12th at 5, Tuesday the 19th at 5, and Tuesday the 26th at 5.
Tuesday the 19th, I had at 6, no?
Well,
Well, it's
That's
That's our
Maybe
normal, so
five.
that's our
That's-
normal meeting.
All right.
Oh, I'm
You'll be
sorry.
at the
And that's a
elementary
special town
school at
meeting.
a special town meeting.
Oh, that's special town
That's a
meeting.
special town
That's right, so
Good point.
we should meet at 5, because special town meeting is at 6.
At the elementary.
Yeah,
At
we'll
the
meet up
elementary
there.
school,
Yeah,
so
we'll
we'll meet at the elementary school.
Have a moment.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We'll have an hour before.
Okay.
And
So,
let's see if there's anything we need
4th,
to do.
6th, 12th, 19th, 2 events that
And
night.
26th.
And double header, and then the 26th.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only thing in December, do we want to pick a date for that 12/31? We want to decide that now. We can decide the other ones, but.
Yeah, so for that week, there's the 30th, which is Monday, the 2nd, and the 3rd. If we want to stay within that week, and of course, the week before is Christmas.
Yeah,
Can you do the 30th?
the 30th is,
When are you out of town? You're going out of town again, so.
yeah, just for, that's a darn good. 12/12 through 12/15 is not great.
Oh, that's earlier.
12:10 on those two.
12/10 is not on there, it's the 3rd,
And 11/21
17th, 3rd. Why do we
before,
need
so.
that? Do we need the death?
I was just trying to keep up.
So far, my dates are going away or not, or any of these meetings.
Okay.
Okay. So the
So we'll
30th.
do
No, 11,
12.
well, I guess 11/21, no, that's not, no, all
No,
right.
it's 11/12 and 11/26.
Yeah, no, I'll be fine.
You're good.
I should be
Okay.
fine.
All right,
I can
so
keep
why don't
it
we just do
between.
it?
Just do
Let's
the
just do
30th?
it
Between it,
December 30th.
Okay.
And that would be at our normal 6 or normal, what is our new normal?
Normal?
Okay.
Eric, we're meeting on Monday the 30th? Do you
Yeah,
have
that's-
a preference, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock?
6 is, either one, whatever,
All
let's
right,
say
6.
5 if it works.
5, can you do 5 for that?
Yeah.
Melissa, that's more Melissa's.
Yeah, that works, and, you know, we can
Okay.
change any of this,
Yes.
let's get it closer to the
Yeah.
select board.
Okay.
And I think we can just sort of assume in our minds there'll be something happening before, somewhere else in December.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll just put SB on all the days between now and January.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now, that was fun.
Thank you for indulging.
Okay. But, yeah, I get your point about doing regular meetings. I think we want to figure out who we have and then
Right.
make sure that, yeah, right. Okay, next item on the agenda is the digital equity plan, and this was, Gail Huntress forwarded this to us. This was a plan that was done with Leverett and Shutesbury, and I believe there was some sort of a grant, if I'm not mistaken, and FERCog was involved too. And it was really about, the plan is about ensuring that all residents have connectivity. It's to promote digital literacy, ensure equitable access to town services, and provide a framework for promoting and supporting digital equity. So it's a very thoughtful document. There were a number of recommendations that and strategies that were developed. Leverett had its own set, and then Shutesbury had its own set of strategies. And I think, I don't know, is this document up on our website?
I think.
Yeah. So I think it's, you know, something that
I think they might have.
once everybody has a chance to kind of go through this and absorb it, because there's a lot in there. There's, you know, talking about everything from, you know, the strategies, who the lead organization is, you know, where we might get funding to enact some of the strategies. And so what I'd like to do is, when we have a little bit of time, is to have Gail come in.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and talk through sort of what role the select board might play in moving this forward. And then it does designate, like, you know, who the library, the council on aging, that sort of thing, you know, in the document. But it's worthwhile. So I would encourage people to take a look at it, and we'll have it up on the website.
Yeah, I don't believe it's on the website right now.
No, well, we're just adopting it tonight.
Right. Okay.
So I think that, you know, then it will be official. So, any questions about the?
From what I understand, talking with Gail, the final decisions for the projects will be made by the MLP, but they're going to be, when they think of using those funds for different topics, they're going to come and review the projects for the select board and lobby for your support.
Okay. And what funds are you referencing?
The resulting funds from the digital equity grant.
Oh,
I think
okay,
it's
from
like $40,000 a year or something.
Oh, okay. The money that we have
That the
access to, that the town has access to, and the MLP oversees that?
Yes.
Okay.
They'll oversee it, and they potentially could allocate it to pay for low-income people's
right, connectivity.
Connectivity or subscriptions, or they can get, if people aren't hooked up yet, they can assist with that. There's a number of things that they can really do good things for people all over town that need help.
Okay, great. And then you said they were going to come to the select board.
Oh, there's Gail, by the way.
Oh, where is she?
Oh, she wants to be in minutes.
Oh,
Speak of the.
There she is.
hi, Gail. Whoops. Oh, I don't know if she can hear us yet. Gail?
You're on mute. Can you hear us?
She might be observing only.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, Gail. So we were just talking about the digital equity plan, and It's really thoughtful, it's a great document, lots of recommendations. I like the way it was laid out, just in terms of responsibilities and funding sources and so forth. So Becky was indicating that, that the MLP will have access to about $40,000 to implement this.
Or, I mean, you would have money available each year for a number of years, right?
No, no, first of all, thank you for the compliments about the layout. I can't take credit for that. That was mostly the work of FERCog. Second, the next step in this process to get our digital equity grant money is to have you as the select board approve this plan. The plan will then be sent via FERCog to the Massachusetts Broadband Institute, who will review the plan and give it their stamp of approval, and then look at kind of our needs and how many other municipalities and other projects in the state are going on. And we have been approved for at least 56 or 57,000 is the minimum, up to 100 grand. So there's a range, but we do have that minimum amount that has been set aside for us when we started the process.
Oh, that's great.
And to answer Becky's question, it is not an annual thing. This is a one-time thing that is using a portion of the federal BEAD monies that has been allocated to Massachusetts.
Okay, great. Thank you for that explanation. So, yeah, no, the report is good. Any select board members have any questions about the?
No, it's great, looks great to me.
So you need a vote from us to adopt the plan, then you say it's going to be forwarded to MBI.
Correct. So all I need from you is a vote, and it'll end up in the minutes, and that's all I need. And then tomorrow I'll send this off to the folks at FERCog saying it's been approved.
Okay, good. Do we get any benefit by getting in early for the funds?
No bonuses, no early bonuses, I'm afraid.
Okay, all right, so do I hear a motion to adopt the digital equity plan for the town of Shutesbury?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Carol, aye. Thanks, Gail.
Thank you all for your support. I'll keep you posted about next steps.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you want to ask about how they're picking projects?
Becky said, how will you pick projects to spend the grant dollars on once?
Yeah, that's a great question. So any project that we choose has to be within the guidelines or descriptions that in the plan in front of you. So we can't go nuts and just spend it on anything. It has to be one of the things that's stipulated in there. And we will choose which one or ones. I can't imagine we would just take our whole grant and throw it at one thing. So we'll make the decision based on the survey results that were townwide, and feedback from all of our stakeholders, like the library folks and you and the Council on Aging, of how should we best spend this money based on the plan.
Okay, I just
yeah, just so you know, I think that the most likely use of it is going to be upgrading household electronics. It's a need we've been saving in our depreciation fund for, since 2019 for that, and this is going to help us kind of complete that. And then also tech at the library, helping out with that so that it can reduce our town expenses a bit for that project. And then, I think the other thing that's been indicated as a big need is better tech at where you guys are at the town hall to run these remote meetings. So, further study is going to be needed about that, about, how much can the town kick in, how much can we give, and what kind of system do we want that's going to meet the needs. But I think, kind of based on our plan, those are the three top things that I see are would have the biggest impact and really meet the goals of our digital equity. But again, I'd love your feedback on that.
Those all sound good to me.
Oh, those are
Yeah,
great.
and I think, especially places like the library, which is intergenerational, it's open, it's free, making sure that, people have good access there.
We've talked a lot about sort of trying to improve this facility here.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, that's great. That'd be great use of it, I would think. That's also something to reduce the cost of the whole town, so that's great.
I just have one typo for you while I'm thinking about it. On page 39, and it says provide in-home technology assistance. It says for residents. I think it's for residents.
Got it. Thank you for your keen eyes. I will pass that on to FERCog.
Okay. All right, great. So we have voted, and thank you again for, and you'll let us know when you get that award.
Yeah, I'll let you know that when the funds flow and when I think I'm gonna have an answer pretty quickly about timing on this, and then we'll start discussions about how we think we should best use the money. And at that time, please connect me with anyone on your team who's kind of the best person to work with on the town hall stuff.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Gail.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so next we have the Franklin Regional Transit Authority Demand Response Agreement for the, we don't have to vote on this, is that correct? Okay.
No, we don't. So we received an email this week, kind of a surprising email, because there's been a number of times we've been talking about becoming an demand response, getting rides for older people and the seniors specifically. Demand response is available to people who apply. What they actually sent us was the application to seniors to apply so that they can get rides.
So it's available to us now.
It's now available to everyone in Shutesbury. I've inquired if there needs to be a master contract signed by the town. I haven't heard back from Tina Cote, the director. So it seems like they've opened the doors to our community for this program.
Awesome.
And I forwarded this information to the Council on Aging members. And hopefully they will start to advertise for this and let people know. And maybe the select board can take on some advertising through the town announce as well.
Do you know what it says? Like it says that our fares will be suspended. I went through this and I read it. All fares will be suspended for unrecognized demand response service to eligible customers through June 30th, 2025. I assume that means on June 30th.
Fees reserved.
Still be fees for this for somebody. Is that
We
right?
don't know. Yeah.
That is not limited to seniors. The demand response is not limited to seniors, so
okay.
others, I assume, would continue to pay.
So the demand response, yeah, I think they send any sort of like educational material.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, I was a little confused by it, that's all.
Yeah.
It sort of looked like this was a free now, but wait a minute.
Well,
I think they want to know, I think part of the problem has been when we've done surveys and such, we don't know for sure how many people really will take advantage of it. And I think they're partially instituting this to get that figured out. If there's a strong response from the community, and then we'll probably further conversations with the select board.
And there's a little more information here. It says demand response transportation is a curb-to-curb service offered to persons 60 years or older, eligible Life Path Incorporated customers, nursing home residents, and or veterans with disability rating of 70% or higher. That's what it says on their website. Days of the week and hours of operation, fares and service availability will vary depending on town in which you reside. You may not be able to provide subscription or ongoing transportation since some of our service areas are limited capacity vehicles and may not operate Monday through Friday. FRTA requires you to complete an application for on-demand service and submit it to their office. So each person would have to apply.
Yeah, okay. So I would hope that maybe the Council on Aging can take responsibility for helping people complete the applications who might need the rides and then getting the word out too.
Yeah, if they can get it in their next newsletter and if they can send out, you know.
And we could help them with a town announce, right?
Yep.
So.
They've been, no, I don't think Martha's been doing it. But Martha has stepped down at the end of November 1st.
Because you have both pages in there?
It's
a 2-page application.
Yeah, it's the back.
Yeah, the back,
It's-
it's on the back.
That's right.
Okay. So that went to the Council on Aging. I assume that we'll hear back from them. And do we have anything we have to do with this? We have no
Not
vote.
that I know of.
Okay,
Just
so we want to
If I get
approve.
feedback from Tina, I will forward that out to
Okay.
you all.
Yeah, I'd like
Add it
to,
to the list.
yeah, I'd like to make sure with them, we should figure out if we need them to come here and figure out how this is gonna get publicized, right?
Right.
What they want us to do, what they're gonna do. Well, it's vague, but it's a service that people could
No.
get access to.
No, I know,
you
it's great.
So,
If it works.
right. But you have to, each person has to fill out that application.
Yeah.
And people might need help with that.
Yeah.
So,
Although it does look, luckily it does look fairly simple.
right, okay. All right, great. We'll wait, hope we hear, if we don't hear back from the Council on Aging, then one of us should reach out to them and say, what do you want? How do you want to get this publicized? Because I know they were really anxious to get it done. And the Village Neighbors folks were. So we need to make sure
Yeah,
that
might be a good
they.
idea. I mean, you said town announce, so maybe, hey, good news, guess what, we have a new service. It's
Yeah,
good news
but
for
then
a
if
change,
people
but-
start asking us questions.
No, that's true, no, I mean, once we have answers, I'm
Yeah,
not talking
I
about
just,
another time.
I mean, it would be great if Village Neighbors even
Yeah.
had a person designated to help explain it to individuals and help them fill out the application. I mean, I know people who would have trouble even doing that application by themselves.
Yeah,
So,
But I think you want to keep it within the Council on Aging here, just to make
Okay.
sure that if we're using town announce in town facilities.
Yes, that is, okay, all right.
And I think Jeanette was very involved wanting transportation. Jeanette Stockton, and she's still on Council on Aging.
And she's involved with Village Neighbors too, so
Right,
it's
so
perfect.
she can bridge
Yes.
that and still
Yeah.
communicate.
I think I forwarded it to her.
Since Kristen's here too, she might, Kristen, you don't have to, really, just to let you know that this is something, if you hear, because, if you hear people that need a ride too, Kristen. Anyway, I told you she didn't have to respond, but.
Okay.
She's probably listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so last item is town administrator updates. I think we've gone through select board meeting dates. Got that?
Yes.
Yes. we
And
got that checked
congratulations,
off.
we're on time.
Yeah, I know, 7:20, it's only 10 minutes behind schedule. So, what we talked about was doing the working transition meeting on Wednesday evening. And then you'll have the spreadsheet that you know you're working on, right? And then, do you want us to put together a list of questions that we have? Would that help you? Like, how are you gonna get passwords, or, how do we get access?
I think I have a model from, I've seen what happened in Sunderland.
Okay.
And which was pretty comprehensive, and between that model and what I already started, I think you'll be able to it's like
Everything would be covered?
yes, it'll be like my brain dumping.
Okay, that's what we
The
need.
brain dump, that's what I was.
Yes, the brain dump meeting, okay.
And you know, there's gonna be open issues, make sure you're familiar with them, most of them you are,
Okay,
but you know, just review.
yeah.
But I wanna get that in
Yeah, the other,
where
I
the
mean,
other new person can, the interim can readily check, you know, follow up on issues and know
okay,
where we are at.
okay.
We should all just have our list of questions of things that we want to make sure we know, just something you don't remember. I mean, one thing I'm realizing is, there's all these things you go, oh yeah, what about PFAS filters? Like if someone wants a PFAS filter, how do they get it? That kind of, just whatever, just some little thing will come to my mind like that.
Oh, we do have two sitting there.
I know, I see it. This guy probably made it.
So that's what those are?
No, but I'm just saying as an example, these
Yeah,
little
yeah.
things, you just sort of go.
Or where the extra water cooler stored, or, yeah.
Yeah, or how do you get into the conference room upstairs, or whatever it is. It's like
But you
this-
don't have keys.
No, I don't even have a key to the building. That's right, I don't have a key, so I can't do that. You know, Ellen trying to say it's a lot of stuff, a lot, as everyone knows, so that's all. I would just make a list so that you know that you as an individual know that.
That what you're thinking of? That's not a bad idea, just to make sure it's like, you know, as we have thoughts, because.
Yeah,
Or
because
is it
then
random
Becky knows
thoughts
what,
we
you
can
know, she can
connect
answer the
it?
questions now, and
Cause
that's.
yeah, and we could go through the list at the meeting too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's nothing to do, then we'll just cross it off the list, move to the next item.
Okay. And so I had a question about, I know that there was a glitch with, when Geneva left, and then her computer, and bills getting paid, and I got an email today about an old bill, so I'm just wondering, has that all been, do you
I
have
sent
everything?
him copies of the warrant that I wrote, earlier in the month, and the, copy of the vendor warrant that was prepared, and I let him know he should be receiving it any day now.
Okay, all right. And is everything, do you have everything like off of Geneva's, or is Abby using Geneva's computer now?
Yes.
She is, okay.
Yes.
And are bills still coming in electronically?
She's, checking for those.
Okay.
And printing them out, and I'm forwarding her, the bills that come into my computer, the more, you know, like, and I have a list going for the interim of what they need to forward to Abby.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, and we can deal with the rest of it.
Along that you just made me think about that. Are any bills that are tied, I know in town we had an issue with a town credit card, anything tied to personal credit cards, if they've been removed onto something town related?
The town credit card is a nightmare.
No,
I
that
don't
I
know what-
understand, that I
So
understand. I
no,
meant
at
anything
this
that's being
point,
used
I'm
as
just
a
having,
personal card.
I've been using my card, in the interim. I am, writing up warrants for Ryan to pay the things that I've been paying for the first month, so he can just start paying them ahead.
You mean, are these recurring costs?
Yes. Yeah, the monthly costs, all the internet monthly costs have been running through my credit cards. Because even when we got the credit card back online, by the second month, somebody would, you know, we had an automatic payment go through that neither for one of our internet vendors, and that was what caused the problem, because Ryan says he didn't do it, I didn't initiate it, I don't know how it got initiated, because it went from a monthly to an annual, and they billed us for the annual. Anyway, we're just doing the workaround, because I don't anticipate an interim especially, or a new person, to cover all the things I've been covering, so.
How much has it been like on a monthly basis?
It's about $400, $500.
Okay.
What, in terms of transition, what about the idea of the Google Calendar, whatever happened to that idea? We were gonna do it, Melissa, you're gonna do it, maybe you can.
Yeah,
do it.
and
Maybe Abby should do it, right?
Abby said she could do it.
Well, here's the thing I was thinking of. I can understand some one person doing it, but the problem is Kristen doesn't work regular hours. So she needs to put has, she's gonna be out for a day or whatever, and Abby works part-time. Abby does it on her, so I was thinking that it should be individuals that put it on there, so that when they have a moment where the time, you know, they won't need a day off, or they're not gonna be here because they're sick, they can go in and do it, because we have shifts that are all over the place, and Abby only works part-time. So to put a request into Abby to add something to the calendar, does that make sense, when everybody can do it on their own? It's all geared towards your Google, Shutesbury Google. I'm trying to, so like,
Yeah.
does that make sense? So like say, the only one I can think of is Kristen, because she's here really early in the morning and leaves around 3, or Dave comes in at 6 and leaves, do you know what I'm saying? And Abby works just 20 hours a week or 25 hours a week. So if there's a request to put something on for, say, tomorrow, or something comes up in someone that night and they're not gonna be here the next day, sending it to Abby to add, and then waiting until Abby reads the email to add it could be after the fact. Does that make sense? I mean, that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I think we should know when people are gonna be.
Right, and
When people are
And,
working.
and maybe, I know Abby's on now, but she's at home and
Yeah,
taking notes, but she can help us to
Yeah.
know. When I asked Abby about it, I said, can we set up a calendar where we can each individually input what our schedules are?
Right.
And she
Oh, yeah, you
indicated
can
yes.
just use, you can use the.
So
select board.
instead of going through Abby, each individual person.
That's what
that
I
you
was
want.
getting at, so
Yeah.
that it can be the select board has an automatic calendar on the selectboard.org already. We just need to invite people to put their stuff on it. And once they're invited, every individual can put their stuff on it. It doesn't need maintenance after that.
Okay.
Just.
yeah, I just think we should do it. I mean, I've been sort of looking for people occasionally and saying, what's going on?
I think I
Yeah.
misunderstood, Becky,
Yeah.
you had said that Abby would be doing it, and then I'm like, how is, if
Oh, no,
someone needs
no,
a
no.
request, it needs to be.
I was just indicating that Abby had said she's done it before and knew how to make it work.
Yeah.
That's all, not
So,
that
but
physically
once we
doing it.
invite people to the calendar, they can add anything they want to add to let us know.
Yeah.
So will you do that, or should Abby do
Yeah, the
that?
calendars already exist
Okay.
in the select board email, in the select board account.
Excuse
It's
me?
Everybody gets a
Oh,
calendar.
here's Abby.
Hi, Abby.
No, it's not Abby, it's Kristen.
Sorry.
Everybody gets a calendar in their email, right? Their email has a Google Calendar in it. But
Can I-
to have people add to it, you just invite people and then they can add to it. Yes?
I just wanted to ask if this would be a public viewing calendar or a private viewing calendar.
Personnel related, it's only for the select board to know where people are, or any of you to know where others are.
Thank you. Sorry.
And it's not very descriptive. It won't be very descriptive, Kristen. It'll be, vacation, Kristen, or out for the day, or away from the office, or out of the office. It doesn't have to be descriptive and write your.
Well, I
life
think it should
history.
be descriptive to a certain extent.
Well, yeah. So they're not here,
I'm just not here.
Yeah. But just,
Not here. In Ireland.
Yeah.
Well.
Paid time off or
Right.
whatever
Right,
someone
because,
wants to label
part of it
you know.
is like, can you get in touch with that person? Is that,
Right, email or, right, and that's something we can ask them to put, reachable by email, reachable by phone,
Yeah.
or not
Yeah.
reachable.
Yeah.
Right.
We can ask that too. But
Okay.
once you invite people, anyone who's invited can view it and can put their stuff on.
So it seems to me that there might want to
It's
be
a communal
some
calendar.
instructions written up about that or something.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have those started.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, very good, all right.
And we can
cool.
do a training session too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. There was another meeting. Nice. Why didn't I think of that?
Anything else, Becky, that, any other updates that we should, late breaking?
Put directions here.
I guess I'll hold them for Monday.
Okay. Well, you don't have to come Monday, Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday. No, you can come Monday if you want.
Well, I'll make sure the meeting's set up.
Yeah, oh, do you wanna do that before we close? I mean, we'll close our meeting, but we'll do the thing for Monday.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Adjourn, I'm rushing to adjourn.
Is there a
Second,
second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Make these Sonia aye.
Stalker, right?
Farrell, aye. Okay, thanks, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
You all are gonna have to take some of this, food home, but
My
No, I have to
husband
get
would
this
love
other
it.
thing out of here.
If I could take my husband a
Do you like
brownie, he'd
pumpkin?
be in heaven.
Yeah.
Pumpkins?
I'm sure my husband